Good morning, it's Torte de Lini. Recently on my live stream, I was asked to play Phantom Assassin when I noticed pro players, or at least a small portion of them, were building Mask of Madness as their first item. I guess that isn't too weird until I saw them also building Battle Fury right after, and I'll show you what those two pro tracker is telling us. So, I mean, one thing to note for sure is that Phantom Assassin is just not a very good hero right now in the meta. There's a lot better other heroes you can play as carries. Faces Void is probably one of the most popular played heroes. I also have a channel. I also have a first channel that will show you kind of who are the popular POS 1 heroes in POS 2, 2, 4, 5 as well. So definitely check that out. Small little promo there. But even if you don't see a lot of Phantom Assassin or he's not that popularly played right now, there's still something to talk about when it comes to Mask of Madness as a whole, and especially why Phantom Assassin players, the few that are still playing are actually buying Mask of Madness and Battle Fury. Usually in the past, when you see like your carry build Mask of Madness and then Battle Fury, it usually indicates a really extremely greedy build. Usually it means we're going to lose in my games, but maybe for you guys, you can get away with that kind of stuff. We saw Mask of Madness a lot on heroes like Slardar instead of Echo Saber, not so much now. Juggernaut at one point when it used to play kind of a dual value between using your Mask of Madness right after your Omni Slash, so it would do more damage early game and it helped you farm. We also saw it on Drow Ranger, if you remember Drow Ranger, so much so that I think she even has a cosmetic signifying just how popular that item was on her at the time. Nowadays, I think only Faces Void and maybe Sven regularly buys Mask of Madness just because of how much it synergizes with those two heroes. For Faces Void, it increases your likelihood for bash during Chronosphere, and for Sven, it means more output during your cleave on stacked jungle and ancient camps. I mean, Mask of Madness was popular for carries because it had such great longevity. It gave insane attack speed when activated. Throughout the early to even mid game, and then late game you would only need to focus on, let's say, damage output, and then eventually can disassemble your Mask of Madness to build two really great items, Butterfly and Satanic, furthering both your output and survivability. Now, in patch 7.35, Mask of Madness was among the many items that were nerfed in the great disassemble extinction, we'll call it. I don't really have a really good word for that, quite honestly. If we take a look kind of at the changelog for Mask of Madness, we can see that in general it hasn't really changed in any great way, right? Throughout the years it kind of had its values adjusted, either less damage, more attack speed, less attack speed, better lifesteal, less lifesteal, etc. And if we check in 7.35, they changed it pretty hard. They made it so that you can no longer disassemble it to make the very items I mentioned, Satanic and Butterfly, which directly nerfed heroes like Sniper is not very popular to buy it anymore, or even the rare Shadow Fiend, who both kind of enjoyed those items. Furthermore, by changing the recipe components, as we can see, Mask Madness no longer gave attack speed inherently. Instead it just gave damage, which is kind of less appealing for heroes like Sniper again, who has headshot and who has take aim as two abilities to kind of not only further your output but guarantee the headshot damage, thus more damage, and thus only needing attack speed to take the most advantage of the time you had with take aim. On top of that, Mask of Madness kind of reduced your movement speed debuff when you activate take aim, which is always a nice touch for a hero like Sniper, who didn't want to get caught out. So why does Phantom Assassin buy it? Well, honestly, because she's the only hero that takes advantage of the item for farming, for a chance of crits, and it can be disassembled into two items now that are actually worth it for the hero. Satanic down the road, even just having Morbid Mask for PA is nice. And then Battle Fury immediately, which we're seeing this player here is a Sammy Boy, I believe, building it. What's wild is that honestly, by buying the Mask of Madness for PA, the timing of your Battle Fury isn't actually all that affected, but buying Mask of Madness does give you wiggle room as a PA player for some early game kills, since Mask of Madness obviously comes earlier than Battle Fury, which comes around, I think Mask of Madness comes around 8 to 10 minutes, and makes PA a little more available for any impromptu tower defense fights, by giving it some much needed attack speed to go along with her coup de grace ultimate crit ability. Mask of Madness for PA also means that you'll have an early game Morbid Mask, which should make laning a bit easier for the hero, as you can go right into the jungle when the lane is pushed to farm and still maintain a healthy level of life. See right here, you see a big TP into a fight. Didn't get to use the Mask of Madness there, but that's just a perfect example of what I'm talking about, where she's still on her way to build Battle Fury, but she can also use the Mask of Madness for two sections of two dualities of a carry hero. So this is pretty much a short video, but while I don't think there'll be a lot of heroes who will take advantage of Mask of Madness, of the new Mask of Madness disassembly, we might see for heroes like Slardar, who will use the Mask of Madness to farm quickly, to then disassemble it to make an Echo Saber or Blade Mail or Shadow Blade. Shadow Fiend could be another hero that could use it, though again, they rarely build Shadow Blade for Shadow Fiend, for example. For PA, the longevity of Mask of Madness is minimal since Battle Fury for her, and she regularly loves the Morbid Mask for big health gains during fights when she crits enemies. There aren't many heroes, as I mentioned, that are in a similar scenario as she is. So the short answer, and pretty much the crux of this video, is PA rushes Mask of Madness because she can use it to build into Battle Fury and then rely on the Morbid Mask for lifesteal in the mid game and eventually a Satanic in the late game. There's potential to see heroes like Faces Void, Slardar, or Juggernaut do similar, but at the moment, two of those heroes really love Maelstrom, especially that since it's been buffed in 7.35 by giving it increased attack speed. And Slardar is more of a tempo setting hero off lane who wants Echo Saber instead of Mask of Madness. Though there are some remnants, some hints of Pals 1 Slardar pulling off the mask into Echo Saber or even Shadow Blade build. So I don't know. Let's take a look. It's just going to be a short video today. Thanks everyone for your comments, feedback, and suggestions. Yeah, please share this video and leave more comments so the algorithm is once again confused. I'm leaning more and more towards, well, I'm learning more and more that Dota fans prefer more serious topics than the straight to point, than the meme jokey ones that I previously did on my other channel. On my first channel, if you guys want to check that out, I also did a weather report or weather meta report where you can see kind of what heroes are popular in the meta. You can definitely check that out if you want. Oops, I didn't want to show this script, but now I have a script. One of the main suggestions I received from you guys, I put out a script. But yeah, essentially, check it out, this meta video, which will tell you kind of which heroes are popular. Might do a tutorial either on this channel or the other one. Haven't started yet or haven't decided yet, but yeah, thanks so much for watching, and have a good morning.